Hi everyone, today we're going to be working on the Central Idea article review. Now the expectation, if you're watching this video, is that you have already completed the notes, the practice that accompanies the notes, and the mastery check, and now you are ready to work on this Central Idea article review. Now with this Central Idea article review, some of you have had me in the past and you've already done the assignment. However, there are 3 articles. Just pick a different article or pick the same article if you want to, but your end assignment should be different than the one that you made last year. So you're going to select an article. You get to select from The Night of Flame, Chicago, Great Chicago Fire, King Tut. We all know who King Tut is, or we've at least heard of his name before. And then Winged Warriors, which is carrier pigeons during World War I. You're going to, it says highlight information, but you can't because there's no highlighting. However, do be paying in careful mind to any text features. Like I think this one has a map, photographs and captions throughout. There's some of them have illustrations. It's just, just keeping those text features fresh in our minds. I'm not going to make you list them all out because we're looking at the bigger picture here. But looking here, complete a Central Idea graphic organizer based on your article. You can either do that here, or if you want to do the Google Doc version, you can do that here. It makes no difference. Just make note of which one that you did to me, so I know that you did this, so I know which one to check. But I mean, I'll still just look through them either way. So in each one of these, there should be a 1 sentence basically telling me what that section's about, and then a couple of sentences, 2 to 3, telling me what the entire article is about. Now, with this, either one you want to do, and then finally, once you have all that information, you are then going to come here and you're going to pick one of these 3. You can make your own as well, but it's trickier. And the reason I don't have a 4th one is because I couldn't think of a 4th one. So if you can think of a 4th one that is on the same level as one of these 3, I'm all for it. Okay. Now the info poster, I'll allow you to do paper pencil, as in you'll come and get a piece of cardstock for me and draw it out on there. But the other 2 are digital. Now, if you do the Google Slides, you can just continue right down here on your slides. Even if you did the Google Doc version, you can just continue right down here. Now, I will tell you this one is the easiest one. Here is an example from last year. I'll give you a clue of whose it is. And it wasn't like this was my favorite one by any means. It was just I couldn't find anybody else's. I don't know why. But if this unicorn tells you, I'm not going to say the person's name because I'm not trying to put a person's name out there on YouTube, but this unicorn right here should hopefully tell you what it is. You'll see this person has this taken care of, and then you'll see they just boom, boom. Okay, it's nothing crazy. They basically just took the big ideas from each section and put it out onto a couple separate slides, but also just kind of made it, relevant to Chicago. So, and the Great Chicago Fire. So moving back to this slide here. Okay, if you decide to do the infographic, I will warn you, my goal is to do an infographic project coming up. It will either be after you finish this today, which I don't know if we're all going to finish this today, but it's our next big assignment. It's going to be a Central Idea infographic. So just keep in mind, if you decide to do an infographic here, I don't want to hear, oh my God, he's making us do an infographic again. No, you chose to do an infographic here. And so I'm already letting you know that's going to be the next assignment. But just to get an idea of what infographics look like, this is what an infographic could look like about the Great Chicago Fire, as well as this right here. All right, either one of these could be considered. You have pictures, you have information, and it's a lot of information, but it's in one page and it's very short writing and it's very, very concise. So you're going to get to do that, but on your own topic, not on the Great Chicago Fire. So as an overview, one more time, okay, you are picking one of these 3 articles, then you are writing a summary for each of the sections, 6 total, and then a couple sentence summary for the whole article, including what the main idea is. So the main idea of this article, blah, 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 blah. Ideally, a main idea, and you'll find in the notes, a main idea is really just 1 sentence, but I want this right here to be a couple of sentences because you've already done 6 sentences. So that's why I want this to be 2 to 3 sentences. So let's just go ahead and say for this right here, all right, make a note of this somewhere, a 1 sentence main idea, and then 2 to 3 sentences to support it. So this should be 3 to 4 sentences in length, this section right here. Again, 1 main idea sentence, and 2 to 3 supporting detail sentences. Okay? Once this section is done, I will look it over, and you will then move on to creating an infographic, an info poster if you want to do it on paper, or Google Slides. You let me know. I'm here for any of the 3, but we have 2 separate things that we are going to be working on. All right. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm always here to help. Bye, everybody. Oh, and I'm excited to see, especially what we come up with on this part of things. I can't wait to see what some of you guys come up with. Okay. Bye, everybody.